Hey everybody, it's your girl Tara Michelle. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Opinionated Scents, our safe space to discuss all things fragrance, whether we like them or not. Today we are talking about the new Belle Le Parfum Intense. I have so much to say, so let's just jump right into it. First things first, we're gonna talk my hair. It's day 4 twist out. And it's raining and snowing here today. And I got caught in that mess this morning, so no judgment. All right. Belle Le Parfum Intense from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier. Beautiful bottle. You know, everybody knows it's this red and black ombre. Okay, the packaging is stunning. The juice. Okay. Do I like this fragrance? Yes, I do like the fragrance. Is it better than the original? No, not in my opinion. And I'll tell you why. Okay, so you know what? Let me start this video off by explaining a little bit about myself, because I know that there are a lot of people out here who have a misconception of me that think I hate everything. Now, how you can think that with this collection behind me is far beyond my comprehension and understanding. However, I'll give you that. I am opinionated, and there are a lot of famous, like super popular fragrances out here that I don't like. Namely 99.9% of Tom Ford and 99.9% of the House of Chanel. No. However, that's just because I have a different scent palette, you know? It's not that I'm intentionally trying to hate these things. I just don't like them. So, I've always had a really good nose. Ever since I was a kid, I really have. I could smell, you know, people who thought they washed their hair and showered their bodies good enough. I know you're a smoker. Stop it. Even if you haven't smoked today, if you were in your house where your furniture and your walls hold on to that tobacco, or if you were in your car where your seats and upholstery in your car hold on to that tobacco, I am going to smell you. I've gone to restaurants and I could smell their dirty mop water that they're reusing that should have been changed a long time ago. And I could also smell like mildew. And, you know, even with candles burning and incense going and all of that good stuff, an air freshener, I can pick up on what I don't like. My nose has always been like that. So with each pregnancy, and I've had 4 children, with each pregnancy, my nose got better. And I just know what I like and I know what I don't like. So there are a lot of people out here who just smell things upon first impression. Like what you smell is what you smell, and that's it. You don't have to be forced into a deep dive. And I do, because my nose won't allow me to do anything else. So if I'm about to hurt somebody's feelings, I truly apologize. If you've already ordered this and it's on the way in the mail, please don't let this review scare you off. You may love this, okay? Now, with that said, let me go ahead and tell you how I feel. Love the bottle again. At first spray, for like the first 10 or 15 seconds, this smells identical to the original Belle. It really does, in the air. But when I smell it on me, I have the same issue that I had with Libre from YSL. Although I like this one, I do not like Libre. I smell the notes separately. This isn't blended well to me. So let me tell you, if you envision, I really want to try to get you guys in my head. I want you to understand how I see things. It's annoying, yes, but it's just who I am. This fragrance also touts 3 notes, just like the original Belle. With the original Belle, you had your pear, vetiver, vanilla. With this one, you have pear, tonka bean, and vanilla. I expected a very juicy, vibrant pear surrounded by sweet creaminess. Instead, what we have is the original Jean-Paul Gaultier Belle with some tonka bean added. This is definitely a spicy pear still. There's still vetiver in this. Even though it's not noted anywhere, it is too identical to the original not to be the exact same DNA with a little bit of tonka bean added in. So the way that my nose works and the way that my mind connects to that, my visual is you have the original Jean-Paul Gaultier, you know, you have the vetiver, the pear, the vanilla playing around, maybe playing double dutch. 2 people turning, one jumping. And then the tonka bean gets introduced. And it, let's say, wants to be the parent. It wants to shield them in its environment and let them play around inside of its environment. It wants to change things. It wants to zhuzh things up. It does not want to be identical to them. It doesn't want to just be a side player, a side piece, or, you know, what do they call the people who just are in the, an extra? It doesn't want to be, it wants some lines, okay? Actually, it wants to be the first name billed in the credits. And so it comes in and it tries to cover those three notes to, you know, just give us the creamy, rich smoothness that tonka bean can add. Now, normally when you're thinking about tonka bean, a lot of people think that tonka bean smells exactly like vanilla. And it does give off those vibes. You know, you also have some chocolatey smelling tonka bean. You also have like nutty almond vibes. But again, it depends on what it's paired with in a fragrance. So for me, I expected the original Jean Paul Gaultier with the rich, smooth creaminess of tonka bean. And I thought it was just going to be just, oh my gosh, so decadent, so beautiful. But again, once I smell it, I'm like, okay, the spiciness from the vetiver is still there. So this isn't, you know, some fresh pear. It's still the spiced pear. Beautiful, and I love it. However, the tonka bean isn't allowed to be the star in this. And when I look at how they portrayed this with those three notes, making a point to remove the vetiver and replace it with the tonka bean, I would expect the tonka bean to be more of a star. And again, I think that that was the tonka bean's impression as well, that they were coming in and they were going to be the new name, the new face of this fragrance. However, it's not strong enough. This is not a tonka bean that's all encompassing. So when I smell this fragrance, I smell the spiced pear, the vanilla, and then I get the tonka bean. They do not work in tandem. They do not work together as a unit collectively to give me what I wanted. It's kind of hard to explain what I wanted, but if you could imagine rolling some dough, the dough is the tonka bean, and adding, you know, vetiver, pear, and vanilla and wrapping them up in the dough, and then putting them in the oven to let them bake. And the vetiver, pear, and vanilla ooze their way through. They ooze through that dough. Their juices, their livelihood, everything still comes out. And that dough is so fragrant when you take it out of the oven. It's wrapped up in the tonka bean, but you get every bit of the pear, vanilla, and vetiver. That's what I thought it would be. Instead, I get them separately. I smell the pear and the vetiver, and then I smell the vanilla, and then I get the tonka bean. And then when they start to dry down, like in the late mid, when it's super soft on my skin, then it's the prettiest that it is to me, besides that first 30 seconds of the opening or so. So I know that's a lot, and I know it's like, wait, what? But for me, this is not blended the way that it could have been. For me, the use of tonka bean is very unimaginative and just not good. Tonka bean should be respected way more than this, because it is a note that can literally change the game. I think they missed the mark with this one. Still a beautiful fragrance because it's so similar to La Belle, but for me, it wouldn't be a repurchase. It won't be a repurchase. For me, it does not take the cake over the original. It just isn't unique enough. It just isn't enough of a twist, and therefore it just falls flat for me in not being blended well enough. On my skin, I do not like that opening and the mid. In the air, when you spray it, the opening is stunning. The way that it fills up the room and what permeates off or emits out is just gorgeous. But on my skin, they are not blended well. Like I said, it's not a smooth ride for me. It's like you get on the flight and you hit a bunch of turbulence for a very long time, and then the ride evens out. But by that time, you so shook up, you're never going to fly again, basically. So in short, to try to give a very brief, synopsis, or, whatever the word is I'm looking for to wrap up, or what's the other word? Summary? Anyway, I'm drawing a blank right now. I wanted to love this. A lot of you saw me talking about how mad I was that it wasn't here in the United States. I wanted to love this. I love the bottle. I like the idea of where they were going. I just do not feel like the execution was what it could have been. So again, basically this is going to be the original Jean Paul Gaultier with hints of tonka bean. The tonka bean is going to come in and it's going to come out. It's going to show its head a little bit. But man, do you guys, those who know notes, you know what I'm talking about. Do you know the potential of greatness that this had? The concept. What they should have done is taken the vetiver out. That's what they should have done, you know, like they claimed to have done when they switched those notes out. This could have been something else. It really could have. Or if you want to keep the vetiver, you should have dialed it back a little bit, enough for us to realize a difference in the two, you know, and then let that tonka bean just, I'm talking about, move all the way through it. I wanted tonka bean in the opening, in the mid, and in the dry down consistently, not having to search for it, not having to root for it. So pretty. If you are a collector, go ahead and get it. If you love the bottle, go ahead and get it. If you liked the original and just want a different take, you know, I could never in my life tell someone to get this one over the original. I just don't even have it in me to say such a thing. But what I can say is it's worth trying, especially if you are not like super nitpicky about whether or not it's blended. You know, if you like to smell everything individually, if you think that's cute, then you're going to love this. You're going to love this. For me, I needed more. I needed a better execution. I needed more. So for me, the opening in the air is absolutely a 9.5. I cannot, man, listen. And the compliments on this, people love the way this smells in the air and in the scent trail, as do I. I just don't care for it on my skin in the opening and in the mid. And again, all of our body chemistries are different. So get your nose on it. I don't think it's a safe blind buy if you're looking for something better than the original La Belle. It just doesn't meet those standards in my opinion. The way it smells on my skin in the opening and in the mid is a solid 7 for me. I would have to actually say more like a 7.5 or an 8, just because I'm nostalgic about the fact that it smells like the original. But because of the way that the tonka bean clashes, I have to be honest and say it's a 7 at best. Oh, guys, this one broke my heart. It really did. It broke my heart because I feel like I'm going really, really hard on it, and I don't mean to. This is not a bad fragrance, and I would never tell you not to get it. I just don't want everyone to have their hopes up that this is going to be some, and you know, this stuff about it being more intense than the original, no. It's more clashy, screechy, herky-jerky. So I think it assaults your senses in a negative way that has you feeling like it's more intense than what it really is. But no, I think the original is more intense. As far as when you could wear this, whenever you want to be honest, I think that this would be safer to wear in the summertime in the Midwest, because I don't think it's as juicy on the pear and it's on sweet as the original. I know a lot of people think this is super duper duper sweet. It is sweet, I won't deny, but it doesn't give me the sense of attracting all the bees and all the mosquitoes on the same level as the original. Trust me, they still coming for you with this, but I don't know, guys. This is just a weird one. I just expected so much more than just another pretty fragrance. I needed the next new classic. You know what I'm saying? So, that's me though. That's me that hyped it up in my own head and put it on this extremely huge, high pedestal because of my love for the original. So yeah, that's about it for me. Was there anything else I wanted to say? Yeah, all year round. It feels more like fall and early cold spring. Like today is April 20th and it actually is snowing. What? So, get your nose on it. If you've already smelled this or you haven't, tell me what you think in the comments. Guys, am I being crazy? Do you love it? Do you like it better than the original? If you do, we might need to seek some counseling for you, because no, I'm just playing. I hope that if you took the time to purchase it with your own money, that you love it. I really do. I hope it is everything that you wanted it to be. I wish it was for me, but hey, we're all different. So with that being said, thank you for spending this time with me today. Of course, you know I want to talk to you guys about it in the comments. Some of y'all are going to know how hurt I am that this is not a love for me, because you know how I feel about the original, and you know how badly, how just, I wanted to get my hands on this. I will say it's a disappointment. It's not something I'm going to sell. It's not something that I hate, but it is just average. It's just okay. And the thing that saves it for me is the fact that it reminds me so much of the original. Had it not been for that, this isn't one that I would keep. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. And do not forget to click the like button and select the notification bell so that you never miss any of my future uploads. Send me some hugs, guys. I'm actually affected by this one. Anyway, until then, bye.